Hey, what's going on everybody? Hope you're having a good day as always. So today I want to do something I haven't done in a while, and that is make a video based on one of my viewer questions, and that is Kathy Klein wants to know if I will do a review of VARO Bank. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Kathy, I hope you find this video informative. Guys, for anyone else that's watching, just for a total disclaimer, I do not use them as a service, so I don't have any skin in the game as far as like whether you should use them or not. I'm not here to promote them or tell you to go elsewhere. I really just want to give you my thoughts and opinions. So what I'm going to do is pretty much what I always do, break it down into the positives that I saw and the negatives that I saw, and really let you guys determine whether or not it's a service that you think would benefit you. I also want to take a moment here to say that, while my channel is not designated for reviewing financial services, I'm always happy to help out in any way I can, and I love sharing things that I personally use. So if you've got anything that you would want to encourage others to look into, or maybe you're thinking about a service but you'd like some extra input, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get to it if I can, or you can always email me at commonsensemike@gmail.com. But either way, let's go ahead and get started with the video. So let's go ahead and get started with the benefits of VARO. Right off the bat, one thing I support is any financial institution that doesn't charge fees. If you go to their website, there's an entire list of everything that they do not charge fees for. Overdrafts, no minimum balances, negative balances, debit card issues, nothing like that. There's no fees, which I greatly support. So if you're at a financial institution where you're charged a monthly fee just to have an account, I always think that's a red flag. Do not do business with them. That's just ridiculous, because it kind of is just a sign of what's going to come down the road, right? More and more fees. VARO doesn't do that, so A+ there. Another big draw for VARO is the very high interest rate on these savings. It is far and away much better than what I have at my credit union. I will say I'm going to put a little asterisk next to the high rate because there are some qualifications on there. But if you meet those qualifications, it's 2.8% interest rate on a savings account, and that is really good for right now. Again, it's May of 2019. If you're watching this in the future, rates may have changed, but as of right now, that is a very good interest rate. I will get into the qualifiers later on as kind of one of the negatives, but if you can meet it, very good rate. Next, let's go ahead and talk about direct deposit, which kind of seems like a boring thing to talk about, but they do two specific things which I greatly enjoy when financial institutions do. The first is that they do not warehouse checks. If you don't know what that is, it's when your financial institution gets your paycheck right before the due date, right? A lot of times they have to do that. So let's say you're slated to be paid for the 1st, but the financial institution gets your paycheck like on the 29th or the 30th or the 31st of the month, right? Well, a lot of institutions don't pay you until the 1st because that's when it's slated to go through. However, VARO, just like a lot of other credit unions which I support, they give you the paycheck as soon as they get it. So a lot of times you're going to get paid earlier than a lot of the major banks would pay you. So again, huge benefit there. Another feature about their direct deposit is that they can designate percentage-wise how much of your paycheck goes where. So if you want 90% to go into your checking account, but you want to save 10% of each paycheck and have it go into your savings account, they can do that. And that may not seem like a huge feature, but in my experience, a lot of times you can say, okay, when my paycheck goes through on these dates, I want X amount of dollars to go to my savings account or what have you. But most of the time that's a flat dollar amount. Here, if your paycheck varies from month to month or pay period to pay period, right, having it set up percentage-wise is a really cool feature that not a lot of places I've seen offer. Now, as far as the last few benefits, I'm not going to go into too much detail on here because it's pretty self-explanatory, but there are no minimum balances required. So again, I hate it when certain financial institutions try to gatekeep their services because you need a, let's say, $500 minimum balance or X number. Either way, they don't have any. Another good feature is that a lot of their services, because they don't have any brick and mortar, are accessible through their mobile app, which again, it's going to be a huge benefit to everyone because, let's face it, that's probably why you're considering them. There's no other brick and mortar location near you guys. So those are some of the main benefits that I see to VARO. Again, I don't want this to come across as something that I'm pushing or denying people from using. It's just kind of my honest opinions. And with that said, now let me start talking about some of the reasons why I personally wouldn't recommend VARO. All right, starting off with the first one that really stood out to me it comes to their cash deposits. If you go to their website and you kind of go through their frequently asked questions, and if you look under cash, right, you are able to deposit cash into your VARO account, but you have to do it at certain locations and they charge you a fee to deposit cash. I think the fee is around $5. So to me, right off the bat, it's frustrating when it's cumbersome to deposit cash, and I also don't ever want to pay a fee to have to deposit that. It is not their fee, it's whatever service that they go through, whatever third-party service it is that they use, they charge that fee. And they also have a $1,000 a day limit on depositing cash and a $10,000 per month limit on depositing cash. So I just think that's strange. It's not like the majority of people are depositing $1,000 a day or $10,000 a month, but right off the bat, I just find that strange. I don't like it, especially for those that do need to deposit cash on a frequent basis. Another thing that I wasn't really a fan of is how you link accounts to VARO, right? Let's say you want to transfer from one bank to another, right? You have to give them your login information, and I've never been a fan of sending login credentials to another service. Most places that I've done business with, it will be, we'll send over a test deposit, you receive that in a few days, you log back in, you confirm how much money was sent, and I much prefer that rather than giving someone my login information, especially to my bank account, so not a fan of that. Another issue that they have right now, which again is probably going to be temporary, but you cannot deposit checks on Android phones. So if you're an iOS user, this isn't going to affect you, but a lot of people do use Android. So if you're not able to deposit your physical checks, that's just a cumbersome and tedious process, especially if you have to go to like a check cashing place that's also going to charge you a fee. So that just doesn't seem advisable to use right now. They do offer personal loans, which I'm not ever going to be the type of person to advocate for getting a personal loan. But regardless, if the only loan that they offer is a personal loan, I personally would not want to establish history with a financial institution that I may want a loan from if they only offer personal loans. Does that make sense? Like if they were a service that I know that maybe one day I'll buy a house and they do mortgages, or I want to buy a car and they do auto loans, or I want to build credit and they do credit cards, right? I could understand wanting to establish a financial history with them because you may want more and more from them in the future. However, VARO doesn't really seem to offer any of those things. I didn't see mention of them anywhere, so I would be hesitant if that's something that you're concerned about in the future. Next, let's go back to that high rate savings account. It really is a high rate, it's 2.8%, but those qualifiers that I was talking about earlier may turn some people off. First off, you have to have at least a $1,000 per month direct deposit hitting your account, and you need to have 5 transactions on your debit card each month. So if it's something that you are considering just taking advantage of for the savings account, just kind of like dropping your money off and then just letting it earn a high rate, that's really not going to be doable with VARO. There's more to it than just parking your money. So if that's your main reason, I would probably look elsewhere. If it's a service that you're going to use no matter what, it probably won't be as cumbersome as it would be for someone like me who's just trying to take advantage of higher rates elsewhere. But that's another negative that I see to the higher rate. And for the last negative, I would bring up the fact that you cannot get a checkbook with them. Not that I write checks almost ever, but every now and then it does come up and I have to write one. This is really not an option if I were to use this service. They are able to print out and mail a check for you, but that takes like 3 to 9 business days, and that just, again, it's cumbersome, it's tedious, and I could just go, right down the road, grab a quick personal check and be done. So those are all the benefits and negatives that I saw to VARO. Again, I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. It's just not something that I would use personally. I'm probably going to be talking about this later on in the future, but throughout a lot of places in the United States there are, I think the terminology is called bank deserts, which means that there's just not a lot of options near you guys. And if that's the case, this may be something that you have to look into. However, I would probably do your due diligence and find out just what options are available to you. I know that I've covered some online credit unions in the past, and I would honestly probably start there because I'm a really big credit union advocate. But either way, I'd love to know what you guys think. If you are in one of those locations where you don't have a lot of good options near you, who do you use? Who would you recommend for those that are trying to find something similar? I'd love to know what you guys think. But as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, comment, share. If you've got any other services that you want me to take a look at, please let me know in the comment section. But again, thank you for watching. Make smart financial decisions, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, I know I just said this stuff, but let me say it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And to support you, here's 2 more videos that I've made in the past in case you haven't seen them. Don't forget to share these with your friends and family so we can help all the people achieve their financial goals. Likewise, if there's anything that you would want to see made that you haven't seen thus far, definitely don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again, take care, and have a good day.